आहे पण जरा माझ्या पीपीटीला प्रॉब्लेम आलाय का माहिती नाही, पुढे जाईल. मी आहे.
बरं बरं. हा बरं बरं ठीक आहे.
मला असं वाटतं मेल करून टाकावे पीपीटी.
हॅलो मावळे सर.
Yes, madam.
हा मावळे सर.
हाँ.
मॅडम आर यू रेडी?
येस मॅडम, येस.
Okay. Should we start then, Mawal sir?
Yes, madam.
Okay. Good afternoon all. I, Dr. Kirti Malini Chaudhary, welcome you all on the third day of FDP on the topic project-based learning. I welcome Dr. Mangal Then Madam. She is my mentor, she is my motivator, she is my friend and a dear colleague. Madam will be delivering a session on techniques for effective implementation of project-based learning. Let me introduce Madam to you. Dr. Mangal Then is an educator, founder and secretary of Vihangam Techno-Holistic Organization, which is an NGO of humanitarian activities for social welfare, holistic and spiritual development. She has a vast experience in academia since last 30 years and contributed in various capacities for the development of all India Sri Shivaji Memorial Societies, two engineering institutes, AISSMS COE, which is our college, and our sister concern AISSMS IOIT. She has experience of more than 12 years as a head of electrical engineering department. She is also a leadership fellow, certified professional and peer coach for EWC USA. She has more than 25 awards received at international, national, state, university and institute level. Recently, she received amount of $12,575, which is approximately 9.5 lakh. This fellowship she has received from renowned East-West Center of USA for Asia Pacific Leadership Program and was one of the team members out of 25 selected from 16 countries for developing peace, understandings and progress within Asia Pacific region. She has visited 5 international countries such as UK, Taiwan, Singapore, Thailand, and USA for her professional work. She has trained more than 3,000 engineering college teachers on various topics like advanced pedagogy, active learning, game-based pedagogy, enhanced learning outcomes, innovative tools and techniques, online teaching or teaching learning process through various workshops and faculty development programs. She also gives training to students and teachers on their holistic development like leadership skill development, personality development, meditation, and spiritual techniques for successful and blissful life, human values, and team building spirit, stress management. She has conducted more than 100 invited lectures and talks. As a resource person and speaker, she has contributed in about 60 conferences, refresher programs, and expert lectures. She has received many honors like keynote speaker, session chair, chief guest, advisory and organizing committee member at national, international, and state level. Dr. Mangal Dhan's research area is smart grid systems and has published 2 patents and more than 50 papers in national and international journals and conferences. At present, she is working as member of IEEE Smart Grid Education Committee, Smart City Education Marketing Committee member. She was also one of the planning committee members and resource person of IUC's 7-week national online teachers training course executed for 450 engineering college teachers from about 80 engineering institutes. She has written books on high voltage engineering and material science for 5 universities. She is a senior member of IEEE member of Education Society and IAS USA, member of Institution of Engineers India, life member of IST Delhi, member of International Association of Engineers, and member of International Online Engineers. Her main interest is in enhancing quality of higher education and holistic development of teachers and students, multi-dimensional personalities. We are very glad to have you here, madam. Thank you so much for accepting our invitation and be here today. Over to you, madam.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Chaudhary ma'am, for such a wonderful introduction. Let me share first my slide, then we can start. So, can you see my slide?
Not yet, madam.
No.
No.
I am not getting options. Okay, just got it. Can you see now?
Yes, madam. Now I can see.
Okay, yes. So, very great afternoon, dear all participants. First, I would like to offer my sincere thanks to my management and my principal, Dr. Bormani sir, and also HOD Bhalke sir and coordinator Mavre sir for giving me opportunity to present my views on Pbl. So, thank you all of you. First of all, I would like to welcome all participants in my session on techniques for effective implementation of Pbl. In 1 week, IST self-sponsored STTP refresher program organized by ENTC Engineering Department of AISSMS College of Engineering in association with BOS ENTC SPPU. So I would like to discuss my session with these following points. So learning outcome, because unless and until we don't define outcome, then there is no meaning of any talk. So let us see what outcome I have defined, and so that you will try to give that outcome to me or to the organizer. Then I would like to introduce the topic and what is mean by effective Pbl. Then we will see Pbl as per SPPU curriculum. Because we are all teachers and our intention of attending this FDP is also that we will implement Pbl effectively so as outcome we will achieve. And outcome always we see in terms of CO attainment, course attainment. So let us see what are our course outcome as per Pbl, what is mentioned in SPPU curriculum. Majority I think SPPU participants are there. Then we will see requirement for effective Pbl implementation, because unless and until we don't see what is required for us, there is no meaning to jump high and see for effective Pbl implementation. First, we should satisfy this. Then we will jump high to implement what is mentioned here it very effectively. So implementation is very important. If we will just go on discussing, this should be like that, it should be problem defined, it should be project based and this and that, and if we'll not show the implement, if we'll not demonstrate the implementation, I don't see that result will be that much. Because average teachers tells, good teachers explains, and the great teachers always demonstrate. And excellent teachers inspire and motivates also. So after implementation and my demonstration, how I implemented, even if 2 weeks were given me last time in COVID for Pbl implementation, how I implemented within 2 weeks. So demonstrations I will give you. So that will definitely inspire you and motivate. And also I would like to talk on the opportunities. Okay, we have implemented Pbl very effectively. Then what opportunity as a teacher I will get? What opportunity my students will get? What opportunities will be to me if effective implementation is done? So I will also discuss that opportunities again through my demonstrations. Within a 2 weeks of implementation of Pbl, as I implemented little bit by understanding what is given in curriculum, I could implement it significantly. That's why I got many opportunities at international level, and I will demonstrate that. Intention of demonstrating this opportunity is to make you ready for the forthcoming opportunities. Number of national international events are coming, and I am contributing it significantly as an organizing committee team members. So I would like to give that opportunity. So little bit I will show my demonstration, show that you can make yourself ready with that such a formats for the presenting and publishing your innovations or your Pbl implementations in the couple of months. And then we will have feedback from you. Always my practice 1 minute feedback. I would like to request you to give 1 minute feedback. Only 2 questions are there, and then your questions answers we will see. So let us see what learning outcome I have just designed it for this session. So I think after attending this FDP session, learner will be able to recognize objectives and outcomes of Pbl. What are the objectives and outcomes of Pbl as required by our curriculum? So that is just, it is just learning level first. Then compare, you will be also able to compare among different approaches. 2 days we are hearing, so many approaches we are hearing. So we will able to differentiate that approaches very in detailed manner, because Dr. Jalnikar sir focused on the difference between projects and Pbl. Very wonderful. I like his session very much. Then Dr. Vikas Shinde focused on the learning. And then Dr. Vaikar focused on different approaches, design thinking approach, system thinking approach. So I will just like to summarize all that and how we can implement. The 2 day speakers are telling how we can implement all that approaches by differentiating that. We'll see that. So you will definitely able to compare between among different pedagogies, courses, approaches. And then third learning level I have designed, you will able to execute Pbl effectively. So this is just higher order learning level. After attending this session, you will able to execute it. Then you will also able to analyze Pbl assessment and outcome strategies. So what assessment is expected and what outcome strategies we can plan. So the madam is going to focus in detail, but I would like to show little bit touch this aspect. So you will able to analyze what is assessments and outcome strategies are required. And then you will also able to design activities to to enhance outcome and impact of Pbl. Because if you see any activity, only this much is not important. Again and again, Kaizen we have to apply. So what is the outcome? What is the impact of Pbl and how I can enhance that? So you will able to design for outcome and impact also and enhancing also. And then create the self-development opportunities for your colleagues, for the staff, for the students. So these 6 learning levels I have considered for the outcome of this session. So let me introduce the topic. Before that, I would like to say be ready. Be ready to become a fast responder and become an active participant. So let us see who responds fast, very fast from you, and who responds very actively throughout the sessions. Who will be active participant and who responds first. So I would like to see who will be winner of this FDP. Of course, if you are interested to giving the reflections, if you are not interested, then I will also just take my sessions in that. Okay, let us see. So be an active participant. Let us see first reflection. What P stands signifies for. Yes. Participant, please give reflections in the WhatsApp group because chat box is not accessible. So organizers have added me in through 3 WhatsApp group. Come on, be fast. Be fast. Give your reflections in your WhatsApp group.
Project, madam.
P stands for project. Okay, what's your name, man?
Arti Tekade.
Okay, Arti Tekade, very good. Congratulations, Arti ma'am, for fast response. Very good.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, Arti ma'am has responded. P stands for project. Yes, anybody else? Any another reflection in WhatsApp group? Chaudhary ma'am has said project. Good, Chaudhary ma'am. Dr. Shalak or Dr. of SHA, Dr. PA. Okay, your name I could not read in full. Sorry. Prototype. Okay. Can you able to just elaborate? Prototype means what? Is it different from project? Dr. P?
Yes, ma'am. It is the experimentation that we are doing. It may succeed or it may not succeed.
Okay, very good.
So,
Very good. Okay, very good.
Madam,
Any
it is
another? Yes,
process
yes.
also. Process also.
Yes, yes, very good. Dr. Apte ma'am has reflect process. Fantastic answer. Very good. So P stands for project. P stands for problem. P stands for process. Any? Come on. 2 days we are attending this session. P significance. Okay, I will just take this continuing afterwards. Just starts thinking what is meant by P, whether it is project or problem. Nobody said problem. Anybody think it's a problem? P also signifies problem. P also represents problem. Anybody? Yes or no? In group you can put. Okay, Dr. P has mentioned problem. Very good. Ma'am, can you elaborate? Dr. P, ma'am, can you elaborate problem you have mentioned? Madam?
Madam, am I audible? Sorry
Yes,
to.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, please.
Yes, yeah. Here in problem-based learning, we discuss some of the existing problems because if at all I am solving, I am teaching something. So let's say I am teaching some algorithm. I am a computer faculty, so I am teaching an algorithm, and I will so practically where this problem is being where this algorithm can be implemented. So which
Sir,
problem
my
for a
question
particular
is,
problem?
sorry to
Yes,
interrupt,
yes.
sir. My question is whether in Pbl problem is there or no.
Yes, problem. We need
Yes,
to define the problem.
yes. Very
We
good.
need to find out the solution for it.
Okay,
Yes.
fantastic. What's your name, sir?
My name is Amol Laske. I am from D.Y. Patil School of Engineering Technology, Lohagaon, ma'am.
Okay, Amul sir, congratulations. I will say you are an active participant. And after madam is active participant, something different you have mentioned. Okay, very good. Let us move on. What else stands? What else signifies for? Yes, come on. L. L stands for learning. You have learned, but which learning? Come on, give in what WhatsApp group. Come on, reflections in WhatsApp group I want, because I want to just see again.
Madam,
Which
again I am
learning?
Amol.
Huh?
Can I reply this?
Be
So
brief, sir. Be brief. Otherwise, my session plan will be
yes.
there. Only
So
which L? Which L?
here
Yes.
the learning is active learning, I would say, rather.
Which learning?
Active learning, that means they will learn
Okay.
some things on
Okay. Very good. Very good. Very good, Ms. K, sir. Amul, sir. Very good. Congratulations. So I will ask you to reflect, think which learning, because I'm going to connect this. So learning, is it a self-learning or self-directed learning, or both? Self-learning, self-directed learning? Is it a lifelong learning? You need to answer yes or no. Think on that. Lifelong learning, whether PBL is lifelong learning, whether it's a peer-to-peer learning, whether it's collaborative learning, whether it is experiential learning or cooperative learning also. Somebody, Dr. Vikas Shinde has explained it's a cooperative learning also. Yes, think on that. Now, next question, which nobody has touched. And it's very, very important as per my experience, because I implemented this PBL before 10 to 12 years back. So, is a PBL a course or pedagogy? Yes. Please.
Madam, Amol, I'm sorry. Yeah, this is a
Yes,
pedagogy.
yes, yes.
This is a
Yes,
pedagogy.
very good, fantastic. Very good, because we are not using that pedagogy. So our university has forced us to think on that, take it as a project, very petty situations. Projects are already there since many years, B projects, first year projects. It's very different aspects than the project. So if you think PBL is a pedagogy, then you can achieve much more. Okay, it's a course also, first year course, second year course. So PBL is a course also, it's a pedagogy also, because see, in our syllabus first year it is there, in second year, all second year it is there. So PBL is a course also and pedagogy also. So I will tell you where it will benefit more, what are the lacunas, limitations, and I have experienced this is wonderful when you will PBL implement pedagogy, and that pedagogy or PBL you have to insert, merge in your course, and that I could do at university level. Now my course syllabus itself is a having double practical, where second practical is related to the PBL. Okay. So now next reflections, learning by doing. If any new subject is given to us, what is the first action we do? Come on, fast. Now PBL is given. Okay, PBL is course now in our curriculum. I want to teach PBL. What will be my first step? Your step. What was your step when PBL load was given to you? Yes, come on fast. What is the first step?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
madam, I'm audible. So first step
Yes.
in this is that we try to find out after learning this, what will be the possible outcomes of this course? What the student will understand
No,
using this?
no, sir. No, we don't know what is that course. How we'll think on the
Oh,
outcome? We don't know the course. It's a new course.
Ma'am,
What I
first,
said, new subject.
yeah.
Yes.
may I,
So
ma'am?
Outcome, what you are saying, we will be doing that after 2 years or first year only for this paper means work. But really, we'll go on thinking that when second time, third time we take the subject. Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Ma'am, our first action would be to see the contents of the subject.
Yes, very good. What's your name, ma'am?
I'm Dr. Bindu Malviya from Tirthankar Mahavir University.
Oh, Dr. Bindu, I think you have attended my IUC session, is it?
Yes, ma'am.
Dr.
Yes,
Bindu?
ma'am.
Yes, very good. So you are the same person. So you attended that team building session. Okay, very good.
Yes, yes,
So
yes.
yes, very good. So we as a teacher, we refer first the subject syllabus. Okay, curriculum. So I would like to say that first, because when PBL was given to me, I was on 6 months leave, and as soon as joined, the PBL came to me, and only 2 weeks were remaining. That was the fact. So I just read the syllabus again and again, because that was new to me. Even I had implemented it before 10 to 12 years as a pedagogy. That time I had not implemented as a course. So as a course, I just refer it. It's an internal course. So as a course, it was new to me. So I just read the syllabus 10 times. So I would like to reflect or show you that. So preamble in the course. So AP syllabus preamble is written. What is their objective? Motivate the students to learn by working in group. Student-centric pedagogy, PBL, he clearly is mentioned. If we'll read this, no questions will come in our mind. So it's a student-centric pedagogy, dynamic classroom, deeper knowledge. Dr. Janikar said that it's not the new knowledge like for project we make students to learn coding and this and that and then apply. But for PBL, already knowledge is there. We have to depth, we have to go in depth, not the breadth. It is the deeper knowledge. Only suppose I will give you an example. I'm teaching lamps. Suppose you can understand this example. Always I take this fluorescent lamp, incandescent lamp, neon lamps. So my students have learned the lamps, but they will go in depth of that knowledge. Okay. And that is the PBL. And learning experience, they will make enriched. So active exploration of real world challenges and problems. Problem is there in PBL. In fact, problems are focused on the projects. Here, I would like to make you think, if suppose one project is done, suppose lamp only, take that example. Incandescent lamp, fluorescent tube is done as a project. Can we define problem for that? Yes. For projects, also problem is there. I can say that how to reduce energy loss in that lamp. So I will design neon lamp. My project will be neon lamp. So whenever we say project, problem is there. Then what is the difference between PBL? In PBL, problem has to focus, problem has to analyze, and solutions has to focus, solution has to analyze. So analyzing skills are to be developed. Problem definitions. When we do research, 6 months are spent in problem definitions. And problem definition, I found students find lot of time to this problem definition aspects. Investigate and respond complex solution, challenge, problem. It's style of learning. What FE preamble says, it's a style of active learning. It's a inquiry-based learning. Even if I will tell you, even if that syllabus is taken from internet, Wikipedia or internet, it's there. So redefine the role of teacher as a mentor. In project, we are guide. In PBL, we become mentor. So it's a learning process. What Apte ma'am has said, it's a learning process. Focus is on the learning process. Learning process, assessment process, reflection process, all processes are there. System thinking process, design thinking process. It's a collaborative process of knowledge transfer and development. So see the keyword, student has very little choice in learning process. That was the objective. Developing a core set of industry relevant skills. This is very important. Industry relevant skills that adapt to changes to their professional. This was the biggest objective for PBL implementation or introducing in the syllabus. And my experience is that if we'll use PBL, then all 12 POs are getting satisfied. So it is a wonderful tool for PO attainment to all PO attainment. So ACENTC syllabus says that adaptations to changes in their professional career. In professional career, one will jump from another. What will be the problem? How the students will solve that problem? How the students will tackle that problem? Life problems, world problems, not the technical problems. Too much focus should not be there on technology. Focus should be on the techno-social aspects. making electronics more appealing to the students. See, again here learning is there. PBL approach for making electronics more appealing to the students, multidisciplinary projects, and then promotions are also there. So, electrical preamble says learning by working in a group cooperatively to solve a problem. See, again and again problem is there. And some persons say it's a not problem based. You don't classify as a problem based or project based. I will tell you PBL is first problem based and then it becomes project based. So correct significance of PBL, it is a problem based project oriented learning. So international terminology is P2BL. P2BL, okay. So project-based learning is a student-centered experiential approach and deeper learning. Again, it is here. Deeper learning, experiential approach, active life skills problems, life skills challenges. So try to understand that real world problems means technical plus other things, complex cognitive competencies, rigorous content knowledge, and critical thinking skills. Central goal. Everything is given in our curriculum, but unfortunately, we don't read. I had read 10 times, and then I could do much more another way or different way in 2 weeks. So PBL engages students problem definition, design process, contextual understanding, system thinking approach. Electrical clear cut system thinking approach. Means if I will consider that designing lamp for reduction of the energy losses, I have to see complete system where it will be used, what will be input, what will be output. The source system approach is there. So it is a learning based not on memorization, it is de-emphasized, but it is understanding and application of design principles. So design thinking has to implement throughout the number of processes. You can go through in the details. ENTC says that, see the keywords, life cycle of the development of the electronic system. See, life cycle. Complete life cycles of the development of the electronic systems, specification, design, implementation, and testing. Select and utilize appropriate hardware and software tools to design. Okay, working in a individually or as a group and develop team skills and learn professionalism. This is the highest objective of PBL, what ENTC has mentioned. Individually, how I will work individually in a team? Because if independently I work, there is no botherations. I need not follow anybody. But when I'm working in a team, the number of challenges comes. Oh, my team members are bossing me. My team members are very passive. How I can get the work done? So how I will behave in a team as a one member and how my team will be working and outcome will be enhanced. And this is essential to become a leader also and do number of works in the professional. So this is considered as a professionalism, developing team skills. So here all the individual members in the team should develop their team building skills also. Then objectives of the course, AC Electrical is saying that technical knowledge and the skills, deeper understandings to integrate the knowledge and skills from various areas, critical thinking, problem solving, communication, collaboration, creativity, innovation. So everything is mentioned. Okay, academic, personal, social development. See here, it's not only academic, it's not only technical, it's personal and social developments also. And also develop habits of self-evaluation and self-criticism. So whether we just teach students how to criticize themselves, how to evaluate themselves, so our all teaching plan has to focus on these aspects. So course outcomes were like this, their capacity and the learning, draw on lessons and apply, improve teachers and students' attitudes towards learning. See FE what says, attitude towards the learning has to be changed. Means that were course outcome. Then course outcome of AC and TC, identify real world problem, interdisciplinary, rigorous literature survey, formulate, set relevant aim and objectives, contribute to the society. Clear cut ENTC says, contribute to the society. because here this is the only one option. How remaining last POs we can satisfy? So this was additional opportunity given to us to map our POs, and that's why it is included in the curriculum to enrich that. So proposed solution, professional ethics, safety measures, fundamentals of communications, previously acquired knowledge. Clear cut it is mentioned. What Dr. Jalnikar sir had said. Previously, knowledge will be deepened. Analyze the results, demonstrate learning in oral written form, develop ability to work as an individual and as a team. Again and again it is coming. Again electrical says, project problem, develop solutions, develop solutions. These skills has to develop. I want to go to America. And what are the different, what my problem is money raising. How I can raise money? What can be solutions? How I will synthesis that solution? How I will analyze that solutions? What will be my first solution? Every time problems come in life and we need to find solutions. So developing solution skill has to be very important outcome. Plan and carry out different tasks. Understand, own and teammates. Clear cut it is mentioned in electrical that outcome should be students should understand their own strengths and skills and also teammate skills. Whether we inculcate all these things in students and measure assessment, draw information, able to filter and summarize and communicate. Selection is there. Okay, I will not spend time on this selection. You can go how project problems can be selected. It's given also allow. When I made my students to think and they were not ready because they don't see all these things. Social, technical, symbolic, cultural. So cultural also it can be a problem for PBL. Scientific. So read this. I only want to say that let us see now how we can implement PBL effectively. What can be effective implementation of the PBL? So for effective implementation of PBL, correct understanding is
Madam,
correct understanding. Yes.
excuse,
Yes,
excuse me,
sir.
madam.
Mavade sir.
मॅडम
Yes.
ते हाईड करताय का तेवढं ते स्टॉप शेअरिंगच्या बाजूला एक हाईडचं ऑप्शन आहे
Oh,
कारण ते
yes,
स्क्रीन
yes.
तुमची
Thank you,
पूर्ण
sir. Yes, yes. Thank you. Thank you, sir. So PBL is necessary. Correct understanding of PBL is necessary. Then only we can implement effectively. So I must understand what P signifies, what L signifies, and what B signifies. I think base word is very important in that. So correct understanding of P in PBL, mind you, PBL is multidimensional. P is multidimensional. It's a problem. It will start from problem. It will do the project process. So these three you have touch up, but it's people also. I have shown in curriculum only for that intention. Otherwise, you would not have believed my this slide. It's a people, means team members. I have to do all these things, thinking my people in the team. Every student will think self and team members also. They will assist team members. They will evaluate team members. They will learn from the team. And not only that, whatever will be the project done, that has to be made for people. So product is very important in PBL. Project will be just doing anything, but in PBL project has to become product. Afterwards doing this, project has to present it to the people. Project has become product. Mix in people, present your work, see what people says, do synthesis, do reflect, do modifications, and then develop the product. So this is PBL: problem, project, process, people, product. Okay, so P is process also, people also, because it is very essential that presentation will be done in the public for the user of the projects, and then it will be developed properly using design thinking, system thinking, and then it will become product. Okay, so ma'am has told, Swati ma'am has told yesterday 3 semester PBL. And if you see national curriculums, in national curriculums PBL is the continuous process, first semester, second semester, third semester. And just try to understand this. It is a long-term process. So many have just differentiated between project based or project based learning and problem based learning. But I would like to request you, don't consider problem based learning and project based learning differently. Project based learning, first step is problem based. And if we merge this project and problem based learning, and this will become Pbl. So heavy on skill building, problem solving, critical thinking, empathy, creativity, and so much more. So we have to see the core essence of this. Don't separate. One important thing, project versus project based learning. If you will try to avoid this confusion, you will definitely implement Pbl very effectively. Project can be done alone, Pbl cannot be done. Okay, then about the product, about the process, here it is written, but here process and after that product is also there. Projects are teacher directed, where it is self-directed. So self-directed learning. Students need to do themselves everything, assessment, evaluation also. Here lack real world. It is not true. I have just taken from this resource. It's not true. Project also has to be real world. Okay, but this real world experiences are there. Experiences. Okay. And then occur after real learning. Means first learning has to be done for the project. Means you can just do new learning, but here real learning occurs through the projects. It is also again defined first learning has to be there, then you have to deepen the learning. So all projects have same goal. Here it will have different. Okay. So significance of L in Pbl. So my experience is that if we'll focus on the learning, highest element of Pbl is this learning. Because see, it is a project-based learning, which is important with the project or learning. It's learning because for learning, it's the specifications are there. So self-learning, lifelong learning, self-directed learning, peer-to-peer learning, cooperative learning, collaborative learning, experiential learning. So Pbl is such a wonderful tool. All POs will be satisfied. Everything required by a teacher will be satisfied if we could focus correctly on the Pbl. That is what we could do at our department level before 10 to 12 years when we implemented as pedagogy. So this happens, learning happens, all the learning happens in Pbl. You ask me, I will explain. Everything happens. So if you will understand this cause cycle of learning, Dr. Shinde sir has explained it. So concrete experience has to be there, reflections, observations has to be there. If you want to have a very good higher learning, then reflections and observations has to be there. I have done 4 months leadership USA course and number of speakers from the world had come. And I have not seen a single speaker who take the sessions like Indians do. All the speakers from the world focus on this aspect, reflection, observations, teaching. This what I am doing alone here. It is not the case. So this is very important. Abstract conceptualization is very important. Means after observing by peers to peer students, students should concept abstract means conclusion, and then they will start doing active experimentation. So I will not take much time because many speakers have, but it is a self-directed learning. So when it is self-directed learning, so learner plans their learning journey, learning process, learning journey they will plan. Okay. And then learner self-assesses. That I want to show you. Self-directed means what? So here exactly model becomes reverse. So here see teacher focuses everything and guided instructions. But here we do no. Teacher will not do anything with the students, but you do. You do it together. So you do alone and you do together. So many faculty at national, international level ask me after my presentation, okay, how you assess individual assessment? Means here in Pbl, every student we have to see his individual work and the teamwork, what he did together, what he did individual. That never happens in projects. So here significance of L is their self-directed learning, ownership of learning, management, monitoring of own learning. And what should be the processes? Self-idea, discussions, then collaborations, community, brainstorm has to be there, interactions has to be there. So you can just see group presentations. That is always there, we do it. But cooperative and collaborative learning is to be there. So in short, problem used as a context for learning. Problem is used as a context of learning. So we have to use problem, we have to use project for enhanced learning. And learning context is social environment. This we have to focus. So adult learners are independent, then goal-oriented, then most effective learning, then cognitive process support learning. Learning is active, so as told that active engagement, interaction between the learners, support learning, activation of prior knowledge. So that is about the learning. And significance of B, that is what I just telling you, that it is a problem based project oriented learning. Based is also very important. So what will be the COs for effective PBL? So POs for effective PBL will be emphasizing on learning different and traditional, learning related to real world. So these aspects I am just showing for the learning. These aspects I am showing for the people, team. Means it is both independent and in a group too. Team as a team member as an individual and team member as a team works. So engaging students in variety of skills and topics under one umbrella. So this is one aspect, one dimensions of CO, and one important dimension strengthen PO. So if we keep in mind while framing COs that we have to strengthen our PO attainment, then all dimensions will come, because all POs just give all dimensions of the learning also, everything. So desired outcome, we have to focus on problem, identify, formulating, analyzing, setting aims and objectives, then develop project solutions, contributing to society, then applying mathematics, science, electronics, plan, defined role. All these I have taken from the combination of all the syllabus. Everything is there. Okay. Everything is there. Now, what I would like to say. Can you mute yourself? Okay. So how all POs will be mapped? Knowledge will be there. Engineering knowledge, problem analysis. This problem analysis, I will show you how it can be done in PBL problem analysis. Then design solutions, design thinking, developing solutions. See, focus on this. So wonderfully it is achieved in PBL, developing solutions, how they can develop solutions. And investigations, modern tool uses they will do for presentations, for different aspects, engineer and society, problem related to the society, going to the society, presenting to the society, environment sustainability, because problem we have to focus on techno-social aspects, majority chance are there through PBLs, because number of groups will be there. Ethics will be satisfied because everything students need to do ethically. Individual and teamwork beautifully mapped or attained through this PBL. Reports and communications, excellent. Project management. And what is in project management? Every student should work efficiently individually. He or she should work efficiently in a team, and also he or she should be able to lead the team. Leader skills. So project management means leading the team performance, and just enhancing the team outcome, because all the students are going to the real world problems facing and just the jobs. So project management has to be developed, which is done through the PBL very efficiently, and lifelong learning. Whatever students need throughout the life, it's the lifelong learning. And all these skills, what I'm telling you, team building, I'm telling you this project management, problem analysis. I told you going in USA, real world problem I took. We have to implement what I learned through this, through my real life skills problems. So that is lifelong learning, because again and again this skill I have used, and whatever I could implement it, that was my USA learning. My USA course was there. Okay. So that will always go, always we need to apply throughout our life what we learn it. So that is lifelong learning. So let us see what can be steps, procedure, process, strategies for implementing PBL effectively. So key stages of PBL. What are the key stages of PBL? So I would like to say you that key stages, first important stage is the team building and team spirits. If you will not focus on this stage, then what will be outcome? You know, always we do it in our, miss, suppose one batch. In last week only batch came to me for PBL, because again I was there 2 weeks I missed. So just we take the students from the team. But how students form the team? Only friends. But no, I took lot of efforts for that. I told students how to make the team. Diversified team will always give good output. Means it has skills has to be complementary. If I'm good in presentation, somebody should be good in designing. So team has to be with complementary skills to each other. If all are good in presentation and nobody is used to implement idea, create the idea, what is the use of that? Idea will be not innovative. So how to build a team? Okay, team is formed, very good. We see that some teams could do very good work. But what about the team spirits? We have to generate team spirits. We have to make them goal oriented for the PBL. Then only they will do correctly. And I took a lot of efforts in that 2 weeks implementation, because my students were not ready to do any social things. In their mind, it was there, no, this problem, electrical problem, and that and that. So I build that spirits. No, 1-2 students group should do that techno-social aspects. Don't think only with a limited scopes like that. So team has to build and team spirits has to implement, and then everything becomes self-generated, self-controlled, self-monitored, self-assessed, enhancing the outcome and the impact. This is the highest important stage, and that is very important prerequisite for the PBL. We can say that. Okay, then next step is problem definition and selecting solutions. We can say that it is a problem-based learning. And then third stage is implementing solutions, means doing projects. What we are familiar with this. And then reporting and assess, presenting. Okay, in projects also we tell students report and present. But here I am using this differently, because to present whatever assessment and evaluation outcome. Without this, nothing can become completed. So what can be assessment evaluation? This is very important stage in PBL for the students also and for the teachers also. And then reflecting and improving, okay, for the students, for the teachers. Generally, we can say that identify a problem, then plan the project, then schedule your work, monitor your progress, do the assessment, and do the evaluation. For students, this for teachers also. So key steps of effective PBL. So I will tell you generally steps, not the stages. Here are the steps. So based on engineering knowledge of a group and societal industrial problems, identify the problems is for the project work problem or problem-based learning. The problem needs to refer back to the practical, scientific, social, technical domain. Make a list of solutions, select the solution that seems the best, elaborate and refine, implement the solution, review and elaborate and refine. This stage will be always there. Then frame the activities on solving real problems, investigations, your own study, writing, in-depth study and the field work, plan the complete work. It is repeated again, and then reporting. Okay. So building team and team spirits is very, very important. So you can just say why it's important. So we should know about the team building. We as a teacher, if we don't know how our team will be good, if students don't know how to build the team, how he will become leader, he or she, how their team outcome will be best. So everybody must know about the team building, recognize the need of team building spirits, team has to be goal oriented, means team spirit. Identify quality, skills, process required for team building. This is very important. And then individual attributes. So as a team member, every student must do and teacher also do. I told you, the different participants asked me, ma'am, how you assessed everybody's individual work, which is difficult. Comprehend how to enhance personal and team members team building qualities and the skills. Okay, so here actually I would like to show that. So these are very important steps. Okay, that video I am skipping. So problem definition and selecting solutions. So here I would like to tell you. So second stage, first is over, team building is over. Now second stage is problem definition and problem based learning. Means it is problem based learning, problem definition, problem ranking, and selecting one solution to work on. So here we have to think on problem, can be theoretical, social, practical, scientific. These are the key aspects. And then how we will just do problem solutions and ranking. First survey is there. So then identify problem scenario simulations creation. Here scene has to be created. What is the happening in the world? What is happening in the people? What is happening in the real world? What is happening in the society? What is the scene? Let the students create the scene and simulate that scene again and again. So here I am just telling you in which you can understand problem creation. Create the problem. Okay, and then formulate problem statement. And those who have done PhD, they know formulation of problem is a very critical process. If you'll not create the problem, if you'll not define the problem, then PhD can never happen in 10 years also, because always it will be done what is the problem and whether outcome defined are satisfied or no. So problem statement is very important in all the process. Analyze problem. So after problem definition, analyze the problem, find multiple possible probable solutions. Because problem, every students can take one problem, find out problem, and they will analyze the problem, which problem need to work on. I told in my first week of PBL in last week, every student, I went with students in my computer lab. I told them just search the literature on the web, create the problem yourself, and then analyze that. Everybody will do that, and then select one problem. And this is problem analysis, problem synthesis. Then go to the solutions, find multiple possible probable solutions, and then how solution ranking will be there. Solution analysis will be done. So list the factors for solution ranking. So I told students how to find out the factors and then how solution can be ranked. So this is the life skill. Then analyze solutions and solution ranking, and then select feasible, because whatever will be the best solution that students cannot implement due to the number of feasibility aspects. So solutions on what they will do project, it should be feasible. Select your feasible solutions and then justify that. And then after justification, then next third stage of project will be done. So these are steps given in number of literature I am telling you. These were designed by me and these are the references. So just see what literature says. Steps: define problem, solution criteria, solution research, pick a solution, create, fund, inspect, and reflect on solution. So group discussion is important, brainstorming is important, then independent studies is important. So every students has to do some work and then teamwork. Then so how I would like to show you how I implemented that. What I'm telling you, how I implemented. So let us see demonstration. So I first wrote the steps referring the syllabus and my USA learning, because I learn in USA this problem synthesis, solution synthesis, and I had that knowledge what was written in the syllabus. So I just wrote the steps. I told the students that survey and scenario process. You do survey, create the scenario, then you define problem, then solution finding and ranking, then selecting feasible solution and justification, then designing prototype. So ma'am has said that prototype. Okay, so designing prototype, because at that time COVID situation was there. It was very difficult to do the project in the sense hardware. So work planning, distribution, scheduling, implementation. This was very important aspect. So students should plan the work. Students should distribute the work. Students should schedule the work, implementation, and then reflections on self-learning, peer-to-peer learning, strength, weakness. I told students these points you have to focus, and then presentations and writing. So I just told present including this, report including this. Okay. So let us see how students did the scenario process. So one example I have taken, I could not get time to include majority of the very good work of the students. So problem definition and solution. Why does power cut happen in rural? This is the scene aspects, scenario aspect. So load shedding, disturbances in power system due to technical faults, natural disasters, human disturbance, safety reasons. So scene was created by the students. All these slides I'm showing from the students presentation only. So this group just put the definition. Even if this definition is there, lot of hard work I did making students to keep that whatever they want to do in 1 or 2 sentences, defining the problem. So problem is they just saying, they were thinking these are the problems. So human disturbance, power cut, this is the problem they used to think. I said problem is on what problem you will work, that is the problem. So lot of discussions could happen making students to understand problem is not the scene. This is the scene, and problem is on what you will work. So what is the your work problem? So see, poverty, lack of resources, lack of political will, poor planning, electricity theft are some of the major causes which have left many villages in India without electricity, while urban areas have enjoyed growth in electricity consumption and the capacity. So students could not, many students could not able to put the problem in clear cut, but few students did it. So increase road accidents, problem statements, increase road accidents means their working was to reducing the work accidents. So what they have written, since the number of vehicles running on roads are increasing on daily basis, we encounter rapid increase of number of road accidents taking place. So just scenario they included. One, you can just see this problem statement. The challenge is to design and manufacturing electrical vehicle as the cost of petrol and diesel in rising day by day. So this is the problem statement. So what is the challenge? They took the challenge as a problem to design and manufacture electric vehicle as the cost of petrol and diesel. So this was the problem. I told them to make 1 or 2 sentences. So problem definitions. Here this was the scene. Here I just inserted this slide here. So see, earlier students, after creating scenario of power cut, power theft, disaster, they could able to formulate the problem statement to give a proper and seamless power supply to the each and every villager, regardless poor and rich, and to reduce difficulties faced by villagers during power cut due to various. So this is the successful example of problem statement. So after creating scene, what you will work, put it in 1 or 2 sentences, what we do in PhD. After that, solution finding and ranking. So solutions list were made, and that solution list I told students to make individual. Every students made the list, and then afterwards again the list was finalized. So this was done. Then factors for ranking, how you will rank the solutions. So I told them how you will see this solution is best, this is best, or this is best, or this is best. So you have to rank the solutions. So I told them, decide the factors: cost, efficiency, feasibility, time required, impact, short term or long term, what will be environmental effects, what will be limitations. So every group, every students was made to do that factors. And then after brainstorming, group discussions, I told them to do the online meetings and do this brain synthesis and brainstorming, and then come to the final solution ranking. So every student was asked to do this solution ranking, giving the marks. Individual thinking. What do you think for solar grid option for the power cut? What will be the cost? So if cost is higher, then what will be the mark? Less marks will be there. If cost is less, then see, cost is less, then marks will be the different. So efficiency, feasibility, time, impact, short term. So all students rank them given the marks, and then again they did this group discussions, and then they came to the final ranking. Okay, so final, see, 3 out of 5, 1 out of 5. So they made it. Somebody just did without giving marks less, more, or what, like they did. So this was the examples. So final ranking was made, and students came. Earlier their project, when I asked, they said solar grid. I said, how you will make solar grid? Feasibility is to be there. Then they thought solar lateral. This was the feasible solution. So feasible solutions and justification was asked. This was the critical thinking, creative thinking, design thinking, justification of solution they gave. Why the solar grid was there? Earlier they did that. Then I told solar lateral. So justification was asked. Then projects. So 2-3 projects could they could do it even if it was COVID, because that was not a teamwork. But I think only 1 or 2. But they thought on that. So designing prototype they did, steps for solution implementing. So this you can just see, this was the some work by the students. Work distribution and planning. I told that distributive of work. So what will be done? So information gathering, solution, making PPT who will make or who has done. I check this everything in final presentations. That is what we need to assess every student, and strength and weakness they will assess. So just this was the planning. Total 75. I gave them time because term was extended that time, and I said you take full time and consider that 75 days and plan it accordingly. So what will be the dates taken for this work? So it was planning only. Okay. So many students could do very good work even in COVID. So this was the social problem they had taken at that time, how to reduce corona victims. They just distributed healthy foods for increasing immunity. They distributed masks. So work was implemented also. So this was the thing. Then reflections and reporting, the points I had given for presentation, all this in solution ranking, all these problems, points I had given. And for report writing self, you must criticize yourself. You must evaluate yourself. You must tell your strengths, and you must also assess your peer-to-peer learning. Okay, so that was the points given. All these points were given for PPT making also, and I checked and I gave the marks depending upon this. So I would like to say every project-based learning should not focus on only their project. They have to focus on the different projects, what their teammates do, and they have to learn from that. So in presentation, I had given instruction that you will create the memory map of other groups presentation. Group number 2, your comments, your evaluation, your learning. Group number 5, and such a wonderful design thinking principles they applied. See, this was simultaneously done by this student. Just software she used for the mind map. So thoughts are there, learning is there. Thoughts and learning, all students did it. This was the at the time of presentation, what students did. See, no work scheduling done properly. They themselves started evaluating with their peers. Okay, so this case has to be developed. And report, see, report, this was informed to us, this what are the different aspects. These are the actual, this is a mind map of 5 groups, and reports also problem were given. And see that peer-to-peer learning was also added. So Gauri Khapre, what the students learn, that productivity of work, team spirits. Tushar Mali, cooperation, energetic. Ruchika, optimistic, determined. Sharvari Maske, leading leadership qualities and determined. So what they learn from the peer, and this was different of every report and every presentations. So that was there. See, Gauri Khapre is a good team leader, and this Sharvari Maske communication skills and quality of work. But here, if you see, it was different. Okay, so everybody's perception is different. So what should be assessed? Students' performance should be assessed. Course effective impact outcome should be also assessed. So idea inception 5 marks. This is explained in the syllabus only. I just implemented it. So this was my rubrics for the project-based learning. I did that. So some changes was done as the final outcome product was not there. But I had planned this way for the generalized. Always it can be used. So report presentation and this term work assessment, see idea marks, awareness of environment. So then this team spirit mark was given, individual role contribution was given, outcome of the contribution was given, then report marks, then this confidence presentation. So the students' feedback, it is very important to take the students' feedback on understanding new subject, whether Pbl help them to understand new subject, whether Pbl help them to retain, this is retain, new content, completing assignment, self-study, learning feedback has to be taken. And teachers' feedback has to be taken, whether means teachers means my feedback, faculty achievement, whether I could achieve myself as a implementing Pbl, whether I could do assessment myself, self-assessment, and impact can be measured. We have to measure impact of Pbl. So pursued impact of Pbl on learning, motivation, on performance. So all this is very important. So these are my feedbacks. Some students I could do it very little that way. This time I will do in very good way. So that was my miss. I asked students, are you able to identify, formulate, analyze problem? And this is the feedback. One batch only I took. So this is the one batch only 16 students has given this. So that was the just outcome, measuring outcome and the measuring feedback. So last point I would like to take outcome, impact, opportunities for effective Pbl implementation. What can be the opportunities? Okay. What can be opportunities if we could implement Pbl very effectively? That I would demonstrate with my this example, and that is the just conclusion of my session. Okay. So opportunities for you will be paper presentation. If you could do something very significant, only assessment, if you could do assessment, if you could do feedback very significantly, if you could do problem analysis, ranking solutions efficiently, anything, you can present paper on that, you can publish it on that. Now one conference is coming, IUCE's conference is coming in the April. So make you ready. Just you can insert 4 pages that are short papers for mini symposiums. And you can think that whatever you could do it Pbl, that can be planning. After attending this whole FDP of 1 week, you plan for your Pbl implementation, and you can present paper on your planning also, because that planning will be perfect. That planning will be very outcome of that plan will be very good. So it is not necessary that you will show the results for the paper. Okay. But when it is case study presentation, you need to have that. So case story presentation will be also there in symposiums. Publication of case stories will be also there. So these 2 opportunities you can think. If you are interested, you can contact me. I have purposefully more some slides so that you will plan your teaching, any course teaching, any Pbl with that views. So Pbl project exhibitions are there. Harvard University always conduct that online project exhibitions. Wonderful. Means online project exhibitions you would not have attended, but I have attended, and that also opportunity is there. International project exhibitions online. So not a presentation, project will show the demonstration. Then products, IPR, always it is that yesterday ma'am just told us. So Swati ma'am told on that. The resource persons of workshops, FDP training. So like me, Pbl was very new to me as a course last semester, last year. But today I have become resource person for that. So outcome, impact, opportunity. Let us see. So it is from my IOC presentation. I just was presented on behalf of my college. So agenda was there given by the It's organizer, and it will be there. It will be coming soon in couple of months. This, so make ready. So this will be format. So perception of authors, and from here too much. How you should plan any course, how you can plan your teaching plan, and then that will make you learn. So perception of authors, your own perception. So I had written perception about P2BL. Then reasons for introduction. Why I introduce P2BL? The initial challenges, then lessons learned, current status and challenge, proposed plan, potential role of IUC, because that was organizer. So they wanted to know what can be their role, and recommendations and summary and conclusions. So whatever I concluded there, that will be my conclusion. So here I had presented my perception about PBL, and that is what I want to tell you. Exactly, PBL is a course and pedagogy. So point to focus when you are in the problem-based stage. First stage, second stage, points to focus for problem-based stage. Because I will tell you, because this I used to consider first stage. But Dr. Vikash in that talk with me, he said, ma'am, I am implementing PBL for so many colleges at international level, but I am facing a lot of challenges due to team, particularly in these online sessions. How to make team oriented goal, and this, you design few sessions. And I designed 10 hours, and that 10 hours designing of the course I use for the conducting workshops at international team building spirits. And I thought from Vikash Shinde, I just learned that is very important stage of PBL. And without that, our PBL outcome will not be higher. So that become my first stage now. So points to focus for problem-based stage: definition, solution ranking, best feasible solution for developing innovative, critical, creative, analytical, design thinking, communication, self-learning, lifelong learning skills. I poured the intentions of this problem definition stages also. Then points to focus for project-based stage. They have to focus students' need, objectives, work stages and planning. They must do that, because that is real life skills. So work scheduling, real life skills, again and again that will be required. Otherwise, stress management would have not come the important aspects. If we're not able to schedule our work, then it cannot be happen effectively. Then building team spirits and skills, crisis management. Crisis is there when PVL will be started. Number of crises will be there. So how we can manage that crisis? It has to be there in the project, means project stage. So why it should be there? For developing team building, leadership skills, time management, and project management. Then lacuna as a PBL course. When you will implement PBL as a course, then there are number of limitations. So limited scope of cognitive domain. Then repeated objectives as regular, repeated objective. Number of colleges and number of staff are just conducting it as a project. And I had requested to Bormane, sir, it's my pain. It's there for first year, it's there for second year. For people are not doing it correctly. You do something as a BOS chairman, sir, we will do some symposium and like that. And this is what Balke sir could do that. So I'm very thankful to that. I just like this. So next time we can just arrange as a symposium. There, every faculty will display what work they do. Students will participate. Students will tell what they did. Okay, so that was the just mini projects, startups, innovations, IPR. This is repeated objectives happening. These are there now for innovations, and IPR projects are there. This should not be our intentions in the PBL. Then less focus on development and assessment of affirmative and affective domain. When you will implement as PBL course, then you will not get time for this, okay? But when you will implement PBL as a pedagogy, means I Mangal then teaching material science, I Mangal then teaching power system, and how I will implement this PBL requirement as my pedagogy of teaching power system and material science. And that I did it before 10, 12 years. I made my faculty to that. So our department could implement that as a pedagogy, and wonderful results outcome we achieved. And now you can just see in material science, now it has become my syllabus part. So large scope in breadth and depth, if you will think as a PBL pedagogy, objectives can be distributed among different courses. See, my department second year courses, I can just distribute my objectives for different teachers for different courses. And in a department, we can just also distribute for second year, third year, final year. Okay, if we implement this as a pedagogy, not all teachers, but at least 2 teachers of the semester of the class. Then developments and assessment on metacognitive domain is possible. Affirmative psychodomain is possible. And enhanced outcome and benefits to complete educational system will be there. So why reasons was there of introduction of P2BL? Actually, in our department, when I implemented it as a head of department, my objectives were different. And you will wonder that objective was prime and attention was for counseling and mentoring. I wanted to make this counseling and mentoring very effective. And for that, I thought something should be done in like this. And that was used for going near to the students, just assessing their all elements of human ethics and their EQ, IQ, BQ, this was possible. So graduate attributes, at that time it was graduate attributes, and why I wanted to satisfy that. And then Bloom's taxonomy, heart, head, and just hand, all psychomotor domain, affective domain, cognitive domain, it has to be there. Then only our outcome will enhance. Then multi-domain development of students, multi-development assessment. Means if you assess multidimensionally, then they will develop. Then dynamic and self-lifelong learning skills. Because I always focus on self and lifelong learning skills since 20 years. This was my more main core aspects, and it used to be in my course outcome also before 15 to 20 years. You will not believe it was not there in BA also. So curriculum and blended curriculum. Okay, so that was the now here that was there, because when I implemented it in last year, it was my curriculum second year, and I did that. So I just mentioned that driving or the reason was the curriculum and blended curriculum. So reasons for introduction of P2BL drivers. What was the drivers? Student skill development, in-depth understanding, and EQ, BQ, VQ, effective counseling. Okay. So initial challenges I put at that time, because my case story was multiple dimensional. It was my department story. It was my individual story also. It was story of PBL as a course. It was a story of PBL as a pedagogy. So 4-dimensional presentation I did. So lessons learned from the challenges. See, after implementation, we started knowing, oh, mapping with the last 6 set POs are possible through this PBL. So why not plan that PBL accordingly? So a number of lessons we learn from that, and ethics, where attitude, values also, but it requires planning. Okay, and here space problem, time involved, because department could do so fantastic projects that foreigner, whenever they used to visit our department, they used to impress with our work, because many core teaching subject faculty, machine teaching, power system teaching, they had done a lot of projects through these aspects for their subjects related to the subject. Competitions used to be related to the subjects. So this was the format given by IUC, where I could not complete the students' perceptions before and after introduction of PBL as a subject, and then students' performance before and after introduction of PBL. Means perception of students is important. Perception of performance of students is important. So the current status challenge was asked. So of course, COVID-19 was there. Then I just presented this mind maps, what I did. I extend this. You now see important aspect is at international. Whenever you will write, you will present anything, value is 0 if you will not present impact. And that is requirement of NB also. If you will not able to show impact of any process, any document, 0 value of the department, document also, work also, activity also. So here it's very important. If you want to present something, impact has to be there. So performance marks of the department, how it could improve that was there. Then proposed plan was 22-23. They asked us also. So I gave plan for MS. It's already there. Material science, it's already there in my subject. Means as a pedagogy or as a number of aspects. And project based learning, I am taking now this time also one batch. Okay, so I had planned for 22-23 also. And then title and number of students, 20 batch, number of faculty in the department. If you want to present departmental case story, you must be ready for that. And I saw number of figures from the various institutes were so huge that you will not imagine us. Okay, so these were byproduct of what ma'am also said: completed prototype, research publications, collaborations. Pbl should give opportunity to collaborate. Okay, and then the summary had presented what was reduced: gap between students and faculty, difficulty, confusion of theoretical concepts, challenges for implementing effective counseling mentoring model, mapping of last CO POs are not able to map effectively. So that challenge was reduced. What was improved? Understanding of students were improved. We can improve that. I wanted to show you this. You plan PBL so that this will happen. Okay, and that will be really effective implementation of PBL. So effective communication, this we have to show it analytically also, how it was improved, and we must able to take the feedback of students, and we must able to measure that also. Okay, so that has to be our assessment strategy also. I wanted to show you. Otherwise you will think I am just telling my case story. No, significance is there. I am just making you ready for these opportunities, so that this format and points I am telling you, and with this only you will able to implement PBL very effectively. What could improve? Overcome issues with weak PO attainment, faculty students relationship issues, peer pressures are there for the students. That can be overcome through this PBL, and individual weakness and threats aspects could overcome. Okay, so finally I would like to conclude. That was my specific recommendations, but now here it is my conclusion of my session. So if PBL has to plan as a pedagogical approach to map PBL CO with last 6 to 8 program outcomes, depending upon nature of course and applying Kaizen for CO attainment. So this is, if you want to apply a pedagogical approach, focus on this, apply Kaizen. Then develop an assessment has to focus on cognitive, affirmative, psychomotor domain. Our assessment needs to be very strong, and PBL has to implement as a blended approach of course with pedagogy. So this is my final conclusion. PBL has to implement as a blended approach of a course with pedagogy and problem with projects. Particularly I'm mentioning it is problem with projects also. And points given in perception. Who can just say here, if you'll see, always our roles are frame PO, CO, map, assessment, imparting PBL based learning, process at department level, measuring outcome, providing evidences, truthfulness, reframe PBL based tools, techniques, methodology, apply Kaizen for further enhancing PBL quality by improving, and then this will become effective. So these are cyclic process for implementing PBL very effectively. Any questions, answers, suggestions are there? You can ask. I will just post this link to Maude sir. Chaudhary madam, I will post. Chaudhary ma'am, please post that link in group, groups. By that
Yes,
time, you
madam.
can ask me any questions, any suggestions.
Any
Yes,
questions from participants?
are you there?
Yeah, of course they are there, madam.
If you are there, please ask any questions. If you have any doubt or any suggestion also, this 1 minute paper is a technique. It is a technique of taking our feedback. Muddy point and the strong point. What was the muddy point of this present? Many times I take in the session also, so that if any point is a muddy point which you have not understood, that I can explain. If any point you think it was not necessary, that also you can write there, so that I can improve my presentation next time, because we have to have in close loop. I have to improve again and again, again and again. So that might point which you think can be omitted, or it is not required, or could have just neglected. And second, what was the strong aspects of the presentation? Which point you like? So 2 questions are asked. Please fill up that form. Okay. Any questions are there? I would like to answer.
Madam, one question from my side is there.
Yes.
We plan the activities for a project-based learning, and as
Huh.
you mentioned, we able to take the review at the end of semester or after the
Hmm.
completion of PBL, and
Hmm.
that will
Hmm.
be act as an impact. But
Yes.
how we can measure the impact of this PBL to the next version? Because few speakers are link this project-based learning with mini project and final year project also with this new curriculum. So can we able to measure it on the mini project or next year? Suppose I am taking project-based learning to the second year, can I measure it to the third year also?
Yes, I will tell you that it's very good question. Very, very good question. How we can measure of doing anything. That is the first thing. So either it is implemented as mini project or whatever. Even if we will just make a simple paper, we need to explain what is the impact of that paper. Okay. So that is why it is said outcome-based education. And if we will not show this impact, then NB committee don't accept. So really, it's very important tool what committee or NB has given us, and we should learn that. So if you are implementing as a mini project or project, I told you feedback, how we can take feedback of students learning. It is should be mapped with our CO outcome. What outcome we have defined and whether we achieved it or not, and by the students and for the faculty also. So I, as a Mangal Day, I should also see what was my outcome, whether I achieved it from the students or no. I should measure myself. I should ask students to measure that. But unfortunately, our feedback measurement system is very weak. On that also, I have written paper. It's my observation. You will never get true feedback in written form. Okay, you will never get true feedback in written form. It has to be orally. And who has to take that? Different persons has to take. If I want to ask real feedback of this session, you will give very goody in my feedback taken by Mauli sir, taken by me. But if I will ask different participant, or I will make Chaudhary ma'am to ask, or I will tell my real friends who can boldly tell me the bad aspects given by the participants, such a faculty has to be asked approach. So that is one question, how impact has to be measured, and there has to be different analysis and logics behind that. So it's not simple. Okay. Second aspect is why it is for the first semester, first year, second year, third year, and how to relate 1 year impact to the second year impact. It has to be there. Like, see how I started my PBL this last week. I just started by presenting the previous work of the students. I just made PPT and just I show the students this was the thing. This I could achieve. I could not achieve as a teacher. As a students, okay, limitations were there. But this time I have hopes from you. So I related last time impact, last time feedback, and I am trying to just jump at a higher level. So this is the relation from last year feedback to the second, and it has to be there. It has to be there. Otherwise, no use of that impact also, There is no use of outcome measurement and impact measurement also. It has to relate not from 1 year to 2 year, but it has to be always continuous. And we have to remove our challenges. We have to enhance our outcome and impacts also. So if our course is for 1 semester, first year course is there, they learn PBL. Whether we have system of coming feedback and impacts from the first year department to the second year department. Unfortunately, our system has not gone to the close level, even if accreditation says that. So if I will take feedback from first year department who taught the PBL for my batch, for my students, then I will clearly enhance that. I can clearly link that, but it never happens. So we need to that first year from the second year. Now second year, whatever is my feedback, my impact, I will transfer to the project guide. Who will be project guide of my batch, of my students? And it is for the projects also, for the mentoring also. We just discuss mentoring form should come from one to another. It is not happening, sir. It is not happening. And there is a different aspects in detail. I can take 1 week on this only impact measurement and assessment measurement. Chaudhary madam is going to do that. Next session, Chaudhary madam has that on assessment and attainment. And you can contact me in detail if you want to discuss it further. We will have long discussions. I will love that because I never expect my participant only for the session. It should be a long life companionship. Yes. Any another question?
Thank you, madam. Thank you very much.
Yes, Malviya. Bindu Malviya. Yes. Your raise hand. Bindu Malviya. Yes. Any another question?
Participants, those who wish to ask questions, please raise your hands and you can unmute your mic. You can ask madam any question.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Yes, good afternoon.
I'm taking the PBL in the first year.
Okay.
Actually, last time we did a project. One suggestion I wanted to give.
Yes, sure.
Can we keep one PBL, what I can say, exhibition for first year level or for the second year level, like that? At least
Yes.
not in the university level. At least we can go in the college level, at least from one college to other. It will be better.
Yes, Biradhar ma'am.
Yes,
It's your question, Biradhar ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Madam,
Yes, Maureen sir.
for the kind information of all the participants, in the month of March, we are taking the SPPU level project exhibition at our institute. So that was I was supposed to tell at the validatory session, but as the question asked by Biradhar madam, so that is the, you can say, the information for all the participants. You can just ask your students to be ready with their poster presentation, because that will be held in the month of maybe the last week of March.
Okay.
That was the message
Okay.
from STTP.
Sir,
Chairman.
Continue.
That was the
Continue,
message
sir.
from DS Chair.
Yes. That is very good opportunity coming ahead. So I would like to add my suggestion in that, Maure sir, Bhalke sir and Burmani sir. It should not be taken as an exhibition, because there are project exhibitions happening for the BA projects. There are project competitions happening for the BE projects. It should be considered as a symposium where teachers, students will come together and they will show how I implemented this and what students did that. So that will really add dimensions in the PBL rather than taking a project exhibition. When project exhibition from PBL will be, again you are focusing on projects only, and nothing can be achieved rather than project or B. So my suggestion, arrange the symposium. Actually, in fact, that was my plan, and IUC just organized that. But that was also half of the organization. Project was not included that in symposium. While when I attended Aalborg University project symposium, there they displayed all the case stories, what teachers did that, and presented projects also. When I presented my case story in IUC symposium, participants asked me, show your project list. And I then told them project list at least. So everything should be there, not the project. If you will just ask project exhibition, unfortunately, nothing can be achieved, which we are achieving through the project exhibitions. So that will be
Yes,
my
madam. Yes.
suggestion.
Yeah,
Yes.
thank you,
And
madam.
we
Thank you
will
so
work,
much for the
we will
suggestion.
work together. I will be there and we can plan international. Mauri sir, you are very good coordinator. We will do that. Just
I do agree with you, madam.
yes, yes. And
So
if Balkesh sir is there and our principal is there, we can do anything.
Yeah,
ma'am,
sure.
for AISS team, I think better to arrange a symposium. That will be best idea.
And
Go ahead,
that
ma'am.
will be
Yes.
international because we need to learn. I will tell you, just excuse me, Maharashtra is very, very lagging behind than other states, particularly South and North. Learn at national level and see what teachers are doing. So that has to be national, at least really in national sense. And that has to be international. Then really we'll see what Aalborg University is doing, what Singapore is doing because they started PBL so many years back. So let it be international. Then really beautiful. We will learn many aspects from the different states and countries. And Bormani sir
Sure.
can do that very well. We can do that. Let us plan that way, Balke sir. Are you there?
Yeah. Yeah, thank you,
Okay.
madam.
Yes,
Yeah, thank
that's
you for
all.
the and this suggestion of symposium is really very good, and surely we will work on that with you, of course, and many other colleges who are willing to work with us, right?
Please
Yeah.
consider
Yes,
the
yes.
first year timetable also, ma'am, because every
Yeah, sure.
we are different. Nice. If
Yeah,
you
for
can,
And
sure. This time it has created some problem, but still we will find out some optimal solution.
because if you keep in the
and
month of March, we'll be having exams. So I
Yes.
feel
okay, ma'am,
April or
that
May
that
will be
can be
better.
discussed later
Yeah,
on,
yeah,
Biradhan
yes,
ma'am.
yes.
Only one important aspects I want there. A common staff has to present in that. Know the experts. So we will invite common faculty who are taking PBL. And
Yes.
then their learning will be there because we have to focus on our learning also.
Mm.
Yes, madam.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank
So,
you.
any another
yeah, let
question?
us.
Or we can conclude next session is
Yeah,
there.
actually, there is one request from our side now. I am sure that many people will like to ask doubts, but as our next guest is there, she has already joined. So, if participants, it's my request that if you have any doubt, please post your doubts in our WhatsApp group or mail your doubts to then madam. I know her. She is more than happy to be in contact with you, and she will promptly answer your all doubts. Okay.
So,
So then madam, thank you very much
yes.
for accepting our invitation and be here. Also, thank you for introducing us to problem-based project-oriented learning. Very nice concept, and your session has cleared many doubts and given more clarity to our thought process regarding PBL, especially how to implement it effectively, what are the types of learning, and how to go beyond our conventional learning methodologies. Thank you so much for that. And as you have suggested in your summary, if this PBL is effectively implemented, then it will definitely enhance the confidence of students, and the bonding between the teachers and students will naturally grow well, and many graduate attributes we will be able to meet effectively and with satisfaction. So I'm sure we will try to, rather we all will try to implement this to the best possible way, in a best possible way. Thank you so much, madam.
Okay, thank you, ma'am, for wonderful summary. Thank you, participants. Thank you all. Thank you all. Yes.
मॅडम फक्त ते शेअर केलेलं आहे ना.
Yes, I am coming. Yes. Thank you.
येस येस थँक्यू सर थँक्यू मॅडम. I can see Fade madam over here. Welcome, madam. Gayatri Fade madam. Hello.
Yeah, I'm here. Am I audible, ma'am?
Yes, madam. Now you are audible. Yeah. Good afternoon, madam.
Yeah, good afternoon, ma'am.
Yeah, I have heard you many times. Last time also you were there in our college, and you have guided our students, second year students.
Yeah. I'm having long association with AISSMS.
Yeah, and every time we are happy to invite you.
Yeah, my pleasure to accept
Yeah.
your invitation and contribute whatever my little bit knowledge I have about the topic.
So participants, let us welcome Gayatri Fade madam here. Um, Let me introduce madam to you. Dr. Gayatri Fade madam. She is working as head of the ENTC department, Sandeep Foundation, College of Engineering, Nasik. She has guided 45 UG and 22 PG scholars for dissertation. She has scientific collaboration with 10 industries for research and development. Some of those are Nasik-based companies like ESDS, Reliance Electronics, Rishabh Instrumentation, Shivnad Electronics, Crompton Greaves, Stacked, etc. She is mentor for Sandeep TBI. I think it is their incubation cell. She is coordinator for academic research cell SPPU, BARC Akruti program. She is chair IEEE Women in Engineering branch counselor, IEEE student branch. She is of MHRD, ICC, member of Women Subcommittee, MSCCIA, Nasik, president, she has established Women Empowerment Cell with objective of empowering the woman through entrepreneurship. She is actively involved in spreading the awareness of women hygiene through design and development of sanitary napkin vending machine and incinerator for girls. For this work, she and her team has received motivation from central government. Her team has developed 5 models for vending machine, right from mechanically operated, push button operated, coin based, and cashless biometric operated dual mode. Last time she had given us nice demo of that also. Being an entrepreneur, she motivates students to work on projects to support Atmanirbhar Bharat, Digital India, and Startup India mission of Government of India. She has started Women in Engineering IEEE student chapter in the capacity of chairman, which provides platform for all students to share international technical contents. Exclusive interview was broadcasted on community radio, Radio Vishwas, on women empowerment. She is proactively contributing in non-profit techno-social Maharashtra Chamber of Commerce and Industry for Industry and Agriculture, Nasik Women Wing. She was part of social awareness programs like World Toilet Day celebration, Women's Day, Blessed to Bleed, Police Sakhi, Masimi. She is working on social causes in association with MACCIA and Natarajan Education Society. She has worked on international projects defending biodiversity and promoting sustainable agriculture in South District, integrating new methodologies and advanced technologies. This was developed by Milan City Council by Jalashri Watershed Surveillance and Research Institute, Jalgaon. She has worked on project Smart Flexible Pavement Deflectometer for national highways. She has fetched consultancy of rupees 17 lakh and grants of 25.8 lakh. Great, madam. She has published 39 papers in international journals, 18 in international conferences, 9 in national conferences, and 3 book chapters and 6 patents. She has worked for SPPU, NMU, YCMU, BAMU, KSOU Mysore, and RVDU, Rajasthan University, in different capacity. She has delivered many expert talks on various forums such as DST, AICTE, BCUD sponsored FDPs, STTPs workshops. She is recipient of total 11 awards, which includes excellence in research, which was awarded by EET CRS Academic Brilliance Award in 2018, and her research awards recent awards are Krushi Mauli Award, which was this was awarded by Sri Swami Samartha Research Foundation, Lindor in Nasik, and Best Presentation Award by EWB India, Outstanding Educator of Year 2020. This was by Kamarajar Institute of Education and Research in 2020. It is our pleasure, madam, to welcome you here and to have you here. Thank you so much. Over to you, madam.
Yeah, thank you so much, ma'am. Very patiently you have introduced me. Thank you very much for detailed introduction.
I'm happy to introduce you, madam. You have got so many achievements. It's great reading your biodata.
Yeah, thank you so much. So let me share my screen. Yeah, is the screen visible, ma'am?
Yes, madam.
Yeah. So first of all, I will owe my respect to my teacher, Dr. Bormani sir. Then thanks to AISSM faculty members and entire team who has dedicatedly working on organizing such a fruitful workshop, seminars, and many events. So this is the day 3 and session 2, that is to post lunch session. And just now I have listened a dense conversation and discussion regarding the Pbl of previous session. So participants have acquired a lot of knowledge about the Pbl. So I'll try to throw some light on the topic given to me, that is the Pbl implementation strategies and support system. So my presentation flow will be, we'll see the Pbl and its components, Pbl ethics, Pbl model, Pbl strategies, support system, stages, assessment, and lastly, outcome of the Pbl. So starting with, I'm not going to define Pbl because many eminent person has given detail and light about Pbl and all. So it is just full form. I will talk. It is the project-based learning that we are talking about. Let us see the components of a Pbl. For Pbl, according to me, these are the 3 main components. That is the team involved in the Pbl, mentor mentoring the team, and the problem they are going to solve through this Pbl activity. So these are the 3 main components of the Pbl. We'll talk one by one, coming to the team first, because there is the significant role of the team to contribute or to execute this particular activity. So team is very important. So whatever the members of team, first skill analysis of the team members should be done initially, and whatever skills they have, the skill mapping should be done according to the problem solving or project execution process. And if the concerned role of their interest is given, they will contribute for the execution of the project successfully. So who will do this? Mentor. This is the role of mentor, to analyze the skills of each team member and assign the roles and responsibility to individual members so that he can contribute to the execution of particular project or problem solving. For mentor, most important thing is its ability, because as a teacher, we are always doing multitasking. Right now, many our teachers are busy in filling the marks in 7 marks. Some are busy in conducting the lectures, and some are here. So anyways, we are always doing the multitasking. But when it comes to Pbl, a quality time is required that we can give to students or team members. So that's why I have mentioned over here, the availability of the mentor is important, because he or she is the person who is going to motivate, going to inspire, going to guide to the team to make the Pbl successful. Next, he or she should have the domain knowledge. No doubt, today's era is multidisciplinary. Not a particular project is based on a particular domain. It's an interdisciplinary. So one or more mentor can involve in the Pbl. As I discussed, the availability is the main issue that mentor may face. So here to the right hand side, I have given the another option, that is the senior junior mentorship. The senior student who have reached higher level of Pbl can guide to the beginners team of the Pbl who is involved into the process. So this is the another option that drawn from these tables and graphs is important. I have seen many students that they are not able to read the graph. So reading the graph, reading the table is also a skill. So their analytical and statistical skills are important. Their presentations skills, that is the written presentation and verbal presentation, should effective. Soft skills are very important when it comes to Pbl. So their communication skill, verbal as well as written, teamwork, leadership, time and resource management. These are the important soft skills required for the team involved in the Pbl. Next is the documentation. Documentation is the most part of the execution process of the Pbl because they goes on progressing from one stage of Pbl to next stage of Pbl. Every stage documentation is important. Like it may be literature at that particular stage, results achieved at particular stage, maintaining the logbooks, and many more. So these are the some of the important skill set that team should possess. Many more are there if we go on exploring, but these are the basic required skill set that team should possess. Coming to the project requirement that team is going to solve, first important is the MVI, that is the minimum viable idea. The idea should be viable first. Then it should be viable by means of the technology as well as by economically, that is the cost effective. So first is the identification of proper problem, proper idea, proper for which solution is to be given. Next, coming to the, I guess here it is the highlighter. Let me use this. Yeah, so we have discussed with this MVI, minimal viable idea. After that, once idea is fixed, problem to be solved is fixed, decided, then it need to go for the literature to find out the gap analysis, what happened in the previous and what new the team can contribute related to the problem they have undertaken. After literature survey, of finding on the gap, how they are going to fill the gap and how they are going to add the innovation. Application should be sought. The application of the problem identified, who are the beneficiary for that particular application need to be identified. Because reinventing the wheel is also not the good thing, or it will make their effort zero, or the means development of the project having no application will also make their efforts zero. So the application should be identified correctly. Who are the beneficiary for that problem or project solving need to be identified. So once the application is confirmed, then they need to take the input from the beneficiary. If they give solution to the problem for this application, what is their view about that particular solution? So with this, they may get more inputs from the actual users for which or for whom they are going to give the solution. Next, taking the input, again, they can correct it, they can add it into the problem definition, they can correct it, or they can frame the objectives of the problem solving more accurately, or the objective can be then achievable. Next, they can decide the development process. Once now problem has been confirmed, idea after confirmation of the idea, finding the gap, then deciding the how to fill the gap, taking the user input real time, everything is now confirmed. Now it's time to develop the process of Pbl. How to solve the problem by means of the technology. Which technology should be adopted? Which components should be adopted? Likewise, how it will be executed, execution steps, all these things can be papered out in the development process. So these are nothing but on paper only. Yet the development process at actual is not started. So after confirming the development process, they may opt for the technology. Let us say if I'm from electronics background, so I can say which microcontroller, which sensors, and rest of the hardware software required, they can be confirmed by means of the technology. After that, it's time to develop the prototype. Prototype development and testing is the last stage of particular project execution that I can say. So these are the requirements of the project, and this is the cycle that can be executed while executing the Pbl. While executing this activity, team should possess some ethics. So these are obeying the law of nature, whatever the rules and regulation laid down to the particular issues they are dealing with, obeying the law, keeping the promises, contract and agreements, respecting others' rights and suggestions, being fair, respecting, oh, I have repeated it, being fair, okay, preventing harms to others. So care should be taken that there is no harms that they are going to give to others by executing their project, helping others. So these are the some ethics that the team should follow while executing the particular project activity. Coming to the Pbl model that we have already said, what are the project requirements? We are starting with the problem identification. Many students stuck down how to choose the problem, which idea should be taken. So first stage is the problem identification. Then it's the mentor that they can show or they can give some sources to find out the problem identification if team is not able to choose. Many a time team comes with the problem, but the team which is not able to find out the problem or topic for the Pbl, the resources can be shared. Then literature survey, we have already discussed this. Here is the point that to solve the problem, what are the possible solutions that need to be identified? Plan A, plan B, process 1, process 2, process 3, likewise. And among all possible solutions, this possibility comes or can be known from the literature survey. So this is the outcome of the literature survey. So possible solution can be find out. Among those, most viable solution and also the economically viable solution, because there are many constraints, that is the time constraint, then finance constraint. So taking all these constraints into consideration, they should choose the most viable solution. Once the more viable solution is decided, they can go for the model making, or we can say prototyping. After that, they can go for the presentation by presenting the results which may map with the objective. So this is nothing but the outcome of the particular Pbl activity that need to be present for the confirmation of achieving the objective which are defined at the beginning of starting the Pbl. Obviously, they will get the recognition when they present it into the public domain. So this is the Pbl model. Then strategies, how to execute the Pbl, because there is not a particular syllabus that is 1 year, 2 year, likewise. So there are some strategies how the Pbl can be executed. So according to me, I have enlisted some of those here. To begin with, it can be started as an assignments related to the problem solving. We can ask them for market research. There are many tools for the market research, literature survey, modeling and simulation. Before execution, they can go for the modeling and simulation, prototype development to confirm the idea they are going to execute, demonstration in working environment, whatever they have planned in the objective, whatever process they have defined, whether it is achieved or not, they can demonstrate in working environment. That is nothing but the working of the prototype, sticking with the objective defined for the Pbl. User feedback and correction, they can get the corrections or feedback or suggestions when they demonstrate it in the working environment. After correcting it, get the full-fledged and proper solution as they intended, then now it's time to demonstrate in the public domain for getting the recognition. So once they get the recognition, means now the project is ready to convert into product. So Pbl should not be ended with the project only. So as it is confirmed, assessed throughout all these stages, now means it is ready to convert into the product. So it's time to develop a business plan or business model to introduce this product into the market. So according to me, the Pbl which started with just idea should end with the product. It's not possible all ideas can get converted into the product, but some of the project can be converted into the product. I think that will be the contribution or outcome of the Pbl that we give to the society by means of the product. Support system, they require main resources. First is the mentor. The role of mentor is very important. So according to me, there must be one mentor from academy or one mentor from industry. More than one mentor is required. As I said, it is the interdisciplinary, and we are going to give, so we are going to solve the or going to give the solution to the societal problem or industrial problem. So one person from industry, if mentor the team, they can give the real-time inputs so that the project development can be converted into the product, or at least team can understand what is the stages of product development through this project activity if industry person is involved as a mentor. And learning by hardware and software, the combination of hardware and software is nothing but the project. So appropriate hardware and software tool they must learn, for which they are going to give, or whatever particular process they are going to adopt, that they must either acquire the skills or they may learn. So that's why I put here the learning and learning resources should be there. Next, they need to present their project idea, project execution, project application. So they must know the presentation tools like PPT, poster. These are the traditional, but now it's an era that the ideas are present, or solutions or idea, whatever it is, presented through the video pitch. So many video apps are there, tools are there, so that they can develop or they can present their idea through video pitch. I can share one of the video pitch if time permits. So as we have listed, first is the problem identification. Some of the team can come with the problem, but some teams need to address the problem. So mentor can connect them with this particular, they can introduce with the UN goals and how they can contribute to achieve the UN goals. That in this way, we as a college, we as a society, we as a nation can contribute to the UN goals. Then Smart India Hackathon and many hackathons are there where they give the themes and what are the problems to be solved. From their students or team can get an idea to find out the problem. The competitions like IICDC, then innovate.mygov.in is the website where government posts the themes where they want the solutions. So these are the real-time activities. If the idea for the project is chosen from such sites, we can directly or indirectly contribute to the society through these themes specified as per the need. So here are the some areas or from these resources, team can get the idea for the problem solution, problem identification, or Pbl. Then resources required. First, they need to start for the literature after confirming on the idea. They can go through the research papers, research articles, reports, and patents. Once idea is confirmed, they can go for the simulations. Here are the some simulation tools. As I said, I am from the electronics background, so I have listed up this for mechanical and other disciplines. There are many simulation tools relevant to their project. So it is interdisciplinary, so they need many simulation tools. But if they simulate it, they can confirm on the solution, the technology they have chosen for the solution with help of such simulation tools. So as it is a combination of hardware and software, these are the learning resources for the software that student can learn the coding. This is specifically for electronic because computer students, they are good at coding, but they are lagging at hardware. So in this way, such collaborative or interdisciplinary team is there in the group, then they can give the solution or they can achieve the objective or project execution easily. As I said, the presentation is important. So these are some presentation tools which can be used for the effective presentation of the results they achieve, or every stage of the Pbl they need to present. So that's why I have enlisted some of the resources here. Next important thing, as a support system they required is the makerspace. This is the new idea introduced. Basically, it is related to the incubation center, but I guess in every department it is available here. There, we need to organize it in the format of makerspace. So what is the makerspace? It is basically used to make the model. So it is used for the model making. Makerspace is literally what it says. It is a space for makers because team need a space to sit down, to organize their resources and all. So the name itself indicates what is the maker space required to make their or to develop their project. A place where people create and invent things together is a makerspace. It is a place where team can do hands-on projects as a part of the learning process or the development of an idea or project, because the team comes from the different places. Some are from hostels, some are from the home, some stays at the rental rooms and all, and they don't have the place to sit together to develop their projects. So they really face the problem where to sit and execute the project. So for that, makerspace is important. So every application or every project comprises of the electronics and mechanical. Two kinds of makerspace can be there. For the electronic makerspace, where all sensors, boards can be placed, and mechanical space where they can give the aesthetic look to their project, because aesthetics are very important. So it's not a time now to present the project in the plastic dibba and or the breadboard only. They should give the look of the product or some aesthetic they can use, so that the reviewer can come to know what is the application intended for. So what should be there available in the makerspace? Electronics component store is there. I said store, so it comes with the many electronics, that is the resistor, capacitor, transistors, connectors, many more. Sensors, boards I'm talking about the Raspberry Pi and all boards. Batteries, because it is the application, they requires the small batteries. 3D printer, so that they can get something for their aesthetic look. Electric extension boards. Metal and wood workshops, that is the mechanical part. It is the mechanical tools, lathe machines and all they may require. Computing facility, computer softwares they required, internet connectivity they required, and storage. So it's not possible every time to carry their project at home and getting in between they may get it, the project may get or the prototype may get damaged. So they need some storage where they can keep their belongings, keep their particular prototype and related component. So like a shelf or snow, they require to put it down. So these are all things that need to be. And last but not least, sitting arrangement. It is very important. So here I want to show one makerspace that my startup has designed for their particular project. So this is the makerspace they required for the drone development activity. So they have developed this for one engineering college where they have given this drone lab, or where student can build the drone related prototype or drone related project. So here is the testing lab they have provided. Here is the space, storage and shelves. Computer softwares are required. Then these are all the accessories required to develop the drone. So in this way, they required this accessories, and if they found it at one place, they get motivated to develop. So these are for testing, the testing tools, measurement tools are required. This is the drone, then soldering. So these are all they have put to develop the prototype. With this, I just wanted to share how one makerspace can be. So relatedly, we can develop it. So it is for the specific for developing the drone activity, but we as a college can give it a generalized as the combination of all electrical, electronics, and other disciplines. Pbl stages. So Pbl is not going to achieve. There is not a certain time, but sometime to limit it is sometimes a year, 2 years. 2 years is the minimum time required to have a proper solution to any particular idea. So, but as we are stuck to the curriculum and the time bounded activity, how we can go with first year to final year? So right now I have heard the discussion for the first year and second year Pbl activity. Through that first year and second year Pbl activity, an idea can be confirmed. That is the MVI, minimum viable idea, and the literature survey can be done in the first year and second year Pbl activity, the market research and all. And the innovation or gap finding and the deciding of the solution can be done in this 2 year, that is the first year and second year, because at this stage the maturity of the team is a little bit lower as compared to they go in the higher classes, So first year and second year Pbl activity, we can achieve the confirmation on idea. Then if time permits, we can go for the next up to the prototype development, not an issue, but this is my suggestion. Next, in third year, they have the mini project idea. Here concept proofing can be done by means of the prototype, or if prototype is already developed in the first and second year, they can go to the next level. They can adopt more advanced technology and do a comparative study likewise. So this they can achieve in the third year mini project. In the final year, same idea, which is at concept proofing, concept is already proven. There is the prototype development. In final year, they can go for the complete concrete application as a product, or prototype can be at that level of the product. So this can be achieved up to final year. Then at the end of final year, they can identify, represent their uniqueness, get recognitions by participate, because if their project is ready at first semester of the final year level, then only rest of the 6 months they can contribute for the presentation of their project in the public domain, like participating in the hackathons, project competition, exhibitions. By getting the recognition, their confidence get built up, and through this hackathons and all, many mentors come forward. If the idea is good, they start involving this, start giving the fundings. The many innovations, they connect it to the incubation centers, innovation centers. So where proper mentoring is given and this project can be converted into the product. So in this way, these are the stages. If followed, many idea can be converted into the product. So at first year and second year level itself, if the idea of the project is finalized, then this execution can be go smoother in the next succeeding years. Next is the Pbl assessment. How to assess the Pbl stages. For this, I'm going to introduce here a new assessment method, that is the TRL, Technology Readiness Level. So through Pbl, they are dealing with the technology only. So every step of the Pbl can be assessed through TRL. So here I'm going to map this Pbl with TRL through one case study so that we can understand it properly. So TRL is nothing but it is the assessment. But what is the assessment? It is the matrix-based process accompanying with the report that assesses the maturity of critical hardware and software technology. The word maturity is important. So when Pbl progresses from one level to another level, then the idea starts getting matured. And at the end, when it reaches to its final stage, we can say the idea is matured and it is executed. So the level of maturity is assessed through this TRL level. So TRL is nothing but technology readiness level, or the method of estimating the technology maturity of a critical technology element. The concept of TRL is first introduced by NASA in 1970s itself, or before that. The concept was same because NASA is working with the space shuttles and all. So at the end, if any bugs come, it is not affordable at all by means of the efforts and economy also. So at each level, they decided to check the maturity of the project they are carrying out. Let us say the case study of their space shuttle. So they have started assigning levels to this particular project activity or development stages. So this TRL are determined during the Technology Readiness Assessment, TRA, that examines program concept, technology requirements, and demonstrated technology capabilities at that particular stage. The purpose of TRL is to measure the maturity of technology components for a system. The measurement allows project personnel, that may be a mentor or that may be a team, an understanding of how much development a certain technology needs before being utilized. So this assessment is done in the 9 levels, TRL 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they have assigned 9 levels, and the levels are mapped with the activity like basic technology research, research to prove feasibility, technology development, technology demonstration, system subsystem development, and at the end system test and launch and operations. So a TRL rating helps in measuring the progress of the project. It goes from one stage to another. So these are the ratings are given in the scale of 1 to 9 shown on this particular thermometer. The use of TRL enables consistent, uniform discussions of a technical maturity across the different types of the technology. So to understand this TRL level, let us go through one case studies that we have developed already. I have shown this case study to the AISSMS students, but now today we are mapping this case study with the TRL levels, how to assess every level of the development of project. So as every project start with the idea, it is the TRL 0, focus on the fundamental understanding of the problem. Problem need to be understood. So the problem comes through this. The government issued one GR circular number shown over here in 2014. So according to that, every college where girl students are there, a napkin vending machine should be placed in that particular college or institute. So the GR comes to our principal. They assigned this forwarded this GR to me as being the head of Women Empower Cell, and then idea came to my mind, why not to solve this in-house? So the problem or idea started with this particular activity. Then we are started with TRL1, where the scientific research. So what is the problem? Main problem is that many girls specifically, they cannot get the sanitary napkins the traditional way they are using in their menstrual period is not hygienic, so they should have the right to get it in place at emergency. This is the one more problem. Then the girls in school and college, during this period there is a lot of chances to they drop the school or college, they avoid to coming school or college due to these issues. So to solve these issues, what is the solution? That is the vending machine should be there in place. It should vend the particular napkin in emergency at affordable cost. That is the main solution. So this was the research done, type of the vending machines, what is the technology involved, how to map the money and product with the vending machine. So all this scientific research has been done in this TRL1. So in TRL2, the basic research, initial practical application is identified. That is, the particular application is for the girl students facing the problems. Then paperwork can be done with emphasis on understanding technology better by means of the literature survey. Potential component to satisfy the technology and identified. Let us say to develop the vending machine, which are the components required, that is identified. Their specifications are understood or studied well, so that to see how they can accommodate into the project development. Can start with the hypothesis-based literature survey. So initially, it is just initial activity. One cannot confirm on the whatever technology or whatever components are chosen. So what they can start with the hypothesis based on the literature survey. So that can be eventually confirmed on the next stages. So experiment is designed to validate the basic scientific observations made during the TRL1. That is the how to, the concept is when coin is inserted, then napkin should be vended. That is the basic idea, and the components are identified to achieve that particular objective. So it is on paper only. This is the potential components to satisfy the technology are identified, like coin box is needed, then motor is needed, motor specification need to be studied and decided. Then the technology is decided whether to go for the conveyor belt or the spring technology. So such types of basic components are identified. So at TRL level, the components are identified, but those are not integrated yet. We are on paper only. Coming to TRL3, it is the experimental proof of concept, or it is called as the applied research. Here the process can be defined how the technology can work. So still we are on paper only. So how technology is decide, how process is decide, that initialize the system, power up the system, then insert the 5 rupees coin. Is the coin correct? Because sometimes fake coin can also be inserted. So if coin is correct, then coin is accepted by coin acceptor. Otherwise, it will be rejected and given back to the user. So user has to again insert the coin and start the rotates 360 degrees so that the spring attached to particular motor rotates and one napkin is vended or received to the user. So this is the process defined beginning on paper only. So in TRL3, experimental work, results, modeling, simulation can be done. It includes research on the component selection or the process that are not yet integrated. So let me highlight, it is not yet integrated. So components are separated only and we are on paper only. TRL4 is there now, where now these selected components in TRL3 can be integrated to develop the particular idea or project. Am I audible, ma'am? Am I connected?
काय करायला तुला
Yes, madam, you are audible clearly.
So in TRL4, laboratory testing, validation of prototype components and process can be validated. So validation of prototype components and process can be done in TRL4. So here you can see whatever the components chosen in TRL3 now interconnected to test the process we have introduced or planned in TRL3. So design, development and lab testing of the components are performed in this stage. Basic components are integrated to establish that the integrated piece will work. This is all individual pieces are now integrated and they will be worked together. Like when coin is inserted in the coin box, it should be recognized correctly, accepted, signal should be given to the microcontroller. Upon getting that signal, microcontroller will give signal to the motor to rotate. A sufficient voltage and current will be given to the motor will rotate. The delay should be that much that one rotation of 360-degree will be done only. So such type of the hypothesis can be tested now here in this particular stage. So goal is to narrowing of the possible option in complete system. That is the all things can be checked in TRL4. So it is the step from development to demonstration now. Coming to TRL5, it is the testing of semi-integrated system. So here the system configuration is finalized because we have seen the concept is there. Whatever we have planned in the flowchart is now happening when it is the integrated. Now system configuration need to be finalized. Prototype testing for the intended application. First step in the product development. Now we are moving from the product development. So up to TRL4, we can achieve through this mini project. TRL5 onwards, or from TRL5, we can go it for the final year project because it requires a lot of maturity and intellectual to add. So now we are into the product development. Goal is to reduce the engineering risk. Now means reducing the risk is like that the application can be easily, transparently accepted by the user. So this is the TRL5 which is demonstrated over here. Now here in previous case, if you observe, it was the zero PCB. Now PCB is developed completely as an industry grade PCB. Batteries are added because if light goes off, then how one can vend a particular product. So the backend support or battery is there for the backup. This is the assembly of the motor and the actual spring required. The spring should have the weight and specification, thickness of spring need to be calculated. At every stage, cost need to be analyzed, studied proper because at the development of the after particular end of the project should be economically accepted. So economy should be considered at every stage. The cost should be considered at every stage of the development. So here is the interconnection. Then sensor is added that to ensure whether really the product is vended or not. So for that, sensor is also added by means of the LED. It can give the indication that yes, the product is vended, and how to place the product. So all this semi-integrated system is now tested. The cabinet is also added, where to put. The slit is given to see whether the stock is there or not. Availability of stock can be monitored over. It is designed like the instruction given to the user that insert the coin. If coin is rejected, you can collect the coin from here. You can collect the napkin from here. Here is the name of the students who have developed it. So in this way, now it is more towards the product. This is the testing of semi-integrated system. Now next, it is the time of demonstration. So now it can be demonstrated to the two other interested people, user, and second is the particular seller. For any product, there are two components, user and seller. In between, there is the production. So here I want to show two videos. First is the concept, and then the second is the actual implementation of the product. So it is related to vending machine, but next level of vending machine we have achieved, that is the cashless vending machine. So video is related to that. You can relate that concept to here. So let me share it, and please acknowledge me whether it is visible or not.
We came up with the brilliant idea of installing a sanitary napkin vending machine, or the Easy Vend, at an affordable price. The machine dispenses sanitary napkins when coins of the appropriate denomination are inserted. A woman is no more required to go out looking for a store or ask someone from her friend circle. She is now a little more independent. Just when you arrive at the vending machine, you realize that you don't have any change with you. Don't worry, the machine has now been upgraded to support digital technology of not just cashless but also a cardless transaction. This is our small contribution towards Digital India and Cashless India campaigns launched by Government of India. This has made Easy Vend more user-friendly. All you need to do is log into your Paytm account, click on the Pay option. Now scan the QR code on the machine. You are now asked to enter the amount. Enter rupees 15. A received rupees 15 message is displayed on the machine's display panel. This is followed by another message, please wait, processing, during which the product is dispensed from the machine. Collect the first napkin. The processing continues until all the 3 units are dispensed, as the cost of a single unit is rupees 5. Here are a few innovative features of Easy Vend. Dual pay, that is, coin and digital wallet payment, is available on a single device. The machine sends out a message to the concerned authority after every power-up of the system about the total number of napkins available after every dispatch, when no napkins are remaining to be dispatched. The machine is small and compact, with the cabinet having enough space to accommodate an adequate number of napkins. This project can be implemented at hospitals, girls' school and colleges, girls' hostel, corporate offices, public toilets, and even at malls. Here's a sincere thanks to the diligent students.
So this was the concept video, and the process was defined in this way. And then after execution of the project, here I'm sharing how it goes.
As we know that the percentage of women in the learning society and the industry is increasing day by day. For this, the government came up with the GR of having a sanitary napkin vending machine at the place where the girl or a woman is working. Simultaneously, government also came up with the rule and motive of making India a digital nation and a cashless nation. Considering both these rules, we came up with an idea of developing a cashless napkin vending machine. The best thing about this machine is this machine can be used either in a cashless mode or in a coinless mode. Now, first of all, we'll learn how to use the cashless mode. For the cashless mode, we can use the wallet named Paytm in our mobile. For that, you need to open your Paytm Pay mode. Once you open your Pay mode, you have to scan the QR code and as I'm scanning over here. As you can see, I have scanned it and they're asking me to enter the amount over here. I'll be entering the amount over here, that is rupees 15. And now I will be doing it, procedure. Now we are waiting for the machine to get the feedback. The machine has received rupees 15 and it is telling us to wait for the process. As we have paid 15 rupees, we will be getting 3 napkins. The first napkin has been received. We got the first napkin. Here they told us to wait for the further process. We got the second napkin. We also got our third napkin. So like this, we can use the cashless. We can use the cashless system, and we can get the 3 napkins without any delay. Once we get the napkin, the display here, they will be displaying here a thank you, which means that our complete procedure of cashless is completed. Now, at the same time, we can also use the coin acceptor mode if we are not having cashless method available with us or a wallet. Or at the same time, we can also use the coin acceptor. Now, for coin acceptor, the basic rule, the basic thing is we can either use 1 rupee coin. It is mentioned over here, 2 rupees coin or 5 rupee coin. The only thing is we have to make a total amount of 5 rupees over here. Now we are going to learn how to use the coin acceptor system. In this coin acceptor system, I am using a coin of 5 rupee. I am inserting it inside the acceptor. Now in the display, they have received it and they are there for the further processing. They have given us a message over here of collecting the napkin. The napkin has been dispatched. And we have received the napkin. So this is the way how cashless and coin-based system can work in one system itself. We can use cashless if that is feasible for us, or we can use coin-based if it is feasible for us. We can use either of both the systems. This is how this machine works. It is very useful for the woman, for her hygiene, for the place where she is working. This is one of the most important things. Thank you.
Yeah, so in this way, we have seen the concept video as well as after completing of the project, the video, which confirms on the idea. So while demo, you might have seen a minute communication with the user need to be consideration so that the product or project can be used transparently, effectively. The motto intent of the project can be resolved. So coming to the TRL7, testing in the real environment. Likewise, the process we have defined that first coin should be inserted. Now, problem was that at that time, Paytm was not doing the transaction for ₹5. So that problem was faced. So while this cashless, we need to decide the price of 15, but we have not compromised the individual cost of the napkin, that is the ₹5. So we decided to for 15 we will. So this such constraint need to be taken into consideration while developing the particular project. So here the testing initial status, then inserting the coin, then after coin the process, it gives clear communication to ask user to wait for some time, it is processing. So this is the communication between the product and user is also important, so that it can be used effectively. We use the computer, so we can observe what etiquettes computer follows. It gives every instruction, wait, we are processing. Likewise, we also decided, yes, we will also do in this way. So this is the TRL7 where testing is done in the real environment. Now, final system now is commercially ready. Now you can see the aesthetic that was in previous TRL5 and the aesthetic now. Everything is done as a commercial product, the design, then particular logo is designed, then particular this is event is trademark is given for logo and all. So it is towards the now commercialization. So actual technology completed and qualified through the test and demonstration. This is the end of technology development process now. Operational procedures are developed. So everything is now in place. Now this is the last stage, that TRL9 ready to launch. So after this, we have sold these machines through one marketing agency, because as an academic institute, we are not able to sell it directly to the market. Again, we have used in-house. This is upper one is at our girls' common room, lower one is in the girls' hostel. So likewise, all the institute in the campus, we have given the particular product, and today also it is in place. So this photo is today's only. So user validation is done now. Feedback is taken from the user. Manufacturing and marketing is started now in this TRL9. ready for commercial deployment, that is sale into the market. Product launched commercially in the market is the TRL 9. So it is not possible all the project can go to this particular level, but one or two project, if we start in this way, like from the first year, second year to final year, sufficient time the team can get to work on it. Sometimes team may change, as I heard listened some communication in the previous session, that the project of previous year student can be handed over to the next year student for the further improvement and all also. So in this way, the process can be continued. So here I'm sharing some of the example. This cash, the previously case study was for the coin-based vending machine, the cashless we have seen. Then we have considered the industry as a customer or user. In industry, users are confirmed they use the biometric system. So we have connected the biometric system to the vending machine so that authenticate user can use the product. Everywhere but coin we kept over there, because if anything goes to fail, the basic concept, basic system should be there. They can vend the product in emergency at any case. So then it is the coin base where cost come to in consideration. Where is the cost that particular schools, colleges cannot afford it. So it is the manual. On the lever you can insert the coin, you can rotate the lever and you can vend the product. So for this, no electronics is required, no batteries are required, it's simple to use. So all possible. And then in pandemic we also continued to same, that is in pandemic we came to know about hygiene and contactless. So this is the contactless vending machine which is operated through mobile app, and payment is also done through particular app. And once payment is accepted, before vending or before getting the product, before collecting product, we have installed the sanitizer, so person user can sanitize the hands before collecting and use it. So in this way we try to get it to the next level as per the requirement. This is the one of the case, that is the grape field monitoring system. As Nasik local fruit is the grapes, we have developed a monitoring system. And NHRDC, who is having the research center, and they work on the onion and garlic for research, they asked us to develop such system for them. Then we have developed through students the 3D printer. There are many available in the market, do it yourself. They have done at that time when it was very new. So this is one of the case. Likewise, you may also have developed many. Last, what is the outcome of this activity? So when students engage in Pbl, they become explorer, they become wildly, and they can be doing the things differently. They are more engaged in learning. They learn to take creative risk. They are ready for the creative economy. They make deep connections between the ideas. So these are all the outcomes of the Pbl if the Pbl is done in this way. And at the end, outcome is the self-satisfaction. As I believe always, self-satisfaction is the best reward. Thank you. With Pbl, there is the win-win situation for mentor and Tim, because what you want, they are doing, and what they want, we are mentoring. So in this way, this is the strategy that can be adopted while executing Pbl. Thank you very much. Thanks for the patience listening. Over to you, sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you, madam. It was wonderful session. Thank you. Participants? Any doubts, participants? Anyone who wishes to interact with madam, please raise your hand or just unmute yourself. Because of this on this Teams platform, other participants outside AISSMS, the chat box is not actually available, and that's why they will not participants will not be able to post their doubts in the chat box. However, please unmute yourself and ask your doubts.
Hello, madam.
Yeah.
I am Shaira Patel from Department of Electronics.
Yes, madam.
Madam, you just told about the grape monitoring system. Which parameters actually you are considering for a good product of the grapes?
Yeah, so for any crop, the basic parameters are temperature, humidity, and soil moisture. So we have monitored the same. And apart from that, to have the effective execution, we also monitor the small parameters like battery level, whether we are then timely monitoring the time, at what duration the parameter can be sent to the cloud. After sending it to the cloud, alert to the user. So likewise, parameter we have monitored.
So what is actually the soil moisture required for a good outcome for the grapes? What should be the level of soil moisture?
Yeah, so it is again done on trial and error, because based on soil or the particular field, it varies. So initial 2-3 readings, the parameter can be set. It's not a thumb rule for setting the soil moisture level for a particular grape field. We need to do the
how
trial.
exactly you are correlating with the temperature actually? Which sensors you are using for this?
It's a atmospheric temperature. DTS sensor was used, which gives the temperature and the humidity, and it is somehow proven for the prototype purpose.
But calibration, what about the calibration part? How you are calibrating the temperature and the moisture with the same sensor?
Yeah, so for this, see, we are monitoring the temperature of that particular field. So we need to take a trial for 1 to 3 days, and then we can set the threshold, and in this way parameter can be set. So what temperature readings, we need to take the readings for 1 to 3 days, and then we can set the threshold.
But the quality of the grapes, actually, what are the decisive parameters or the factors that will identify the quality of the grapes?
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah. So these 2 types of diseases are there. I think brownie, some powdery mildew and brownie mildew are the names of the disease, and those diseases are occurred due to the threshold of the particular humidity only. So humidity exceeds the particular disease occurs. So that's why threshold need to be identified for the humidity. And in this way, so we have taken inputs from the local farmer only for that particular, to set this particular level.
Okay, madam. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, so user inputs are very important for any project development.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, madam.
Hope I answered you.
Yes.
Any other participant? Okay then.
Hello, madam.
Yeah. Yes, Mawar sir.
Madam, I want to just do that. Is there any, let's say, Pbl project that goes to your incubation center from any first year or second year?
Yes, sir. So I can give one example that we have received funding from IEEE for the project blood sample delivering drone. So through this funding, we have developed that project, and through starting from the first, for any drone payload is need to be checked. So that's why we have proposed only blood samples, because at the time we have limited funds, and we want to develop a basic drone. So we have first taken consideration into the constraints we have, first the funds and second payloads. So that's why we have taken blood samples only, not blood bag and all. For that, the drone size should be bigger and the more funding required. So we have started from this. Then first we have initially developed, assembled the drone. We have tested it for the height, the flight time, the battery and all. The next we go for the payload. Then we have tested into the actual premises of the SMBT college, and then we get the user feedback of the application. Then we get input that delivery is not sufficient, the confirmation to the right person is needed. So we can do it by means of the developing mobile app and communicate it to the with the drone. In this way we can add, but activity for this project was limited to just deliver the blood sample. So in this way we have executed this activity. With this, student got confidence, then they developed the next hexacopter, and they then they easily can pick up the load with the hexacopter as compared to quadcopter. With this, they are having the confidence of the quadcopter and hexacopter. Now they are getting the funding for the agriculture drone, where they can the drone can lift the load of 10-liter tank to spray the particular spraying mechanism. But we are going to add the innovation into that. If the drone or the sprayers can activate it only upon the detection of green part, then we can save the more insecticides. That IoT part we are going to add on this particular drone. So we are going to combine the IoT and drone. And now this particular group is converted into the startup. They have established the startup and they have designed the lab. I have shown that particular simulation video where they have designed the lab, given lab setup to one of the college in South. Again, they have conducted the training for the students for developing this particular project, drone assembling and the testing. So this was the total outcome of the Pbl activity.
Thank you, madam. Saudhuri madam.
Hello, sir. I have a
Yes,
question.
sir. Yes, madam.
Ma'am, my question is, if the Pbl group undertakes some DIY projects, so in that case, how should be the assessment done, or what steps we should check that they are doing or no for their assessment if they take any DIY project?
Yeah. So this can be given to the lower groups. Like as I said, Pbl activity can be conducted throughout the 4 years. So initial activity, that is the first year, second year, this is appreciable that they are doing DIY because they don't have that much maturity of the technology. So if they execute the DIY, it is great achievement. And then there is the objective definition they can go initially, and objective if is the testing of technology only, then DIY is the good solution for testing of the technology. And with it, they can get the confidence that yes, they can go for the DIY. Then they can add their innovation, and one step next can be moved ahead as the next level of the particular Pbl.
Thank you, ma'am.
So based on the technology testing, you can assess them, because not necessarily what is given in DIY is executed as it is. There are many problems when they execute, because every minute thing is not given in DIY projects. So it is good at basic level, first year, second year, they go for the DIY projects.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Any other participant? Yeah. If there are no queries, then let us proceed. Yeah. Gayatri madam, thank you so much. It was a very engaging session and we have learned a lot through this. Initially, you started with how important that availability of mentor is, and then you also introduced the concept of senior junior mentorship and all. And effective in the due course, you have effectively demonstrated with your case studies to what extent, to what height a mentor can take the mentees. Through PBL, we can truly enable students to conceptualize, explore, design, develop, and commercialize an idea. To build a flexible product, as you have shown that during COVID time and all, going towards the touchless transactions, and so that these demos were very helpful to us. And I think we understood that our role is a facilitator, and just to build a confidence in students. They will just, you just have to trigger them and they will fire, and they will go to the different heights, they will achieve different heights. Thank you, madam, for your inspirational and motivating talk. Thank you so much.
Yeah, very well said, madam. Role of mentor is very important, because mentor is the person who builds the confidence in the team by motivating them. And on this platform, I will request the participants try to adopt the TRL, because TRL is meant for the industry. But if we adopt or assess the PBL stages through TRL, students or team can understand the concept of product, commercially viable product, through this assessment. Thank you.
Yes, sure, madam. Thank you so much. Okay, all the participants.
Thank you, madam.
Yeah, thank you.
Bhalke sir.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
So with this, we have come to end of day 3 of our FDP. So I thank Bhalke sir, Bormane sir, our management and SPPU for allowing us and helping us to organize this FDP. We will meet tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Okay. Thank you all. Have a nice day ahead.
Thank you so much.
All participant quiz link is posted on your group. Please go through that.
Thank you.
Thank you, madam.
So should we end this meeting, sir? Mawai sir?
Yes, madam.
Okay, sir. Okay, I am closing this session now. Thank you all.